We're able to really confirm what happened.
Now on Fox 17 News, a couple found dead inside their home in northern Kent County, leading to a standoff in Wyoming.
Fall has officially begun, and the weather today certainly screamed autumn, but warmer times are ahead, even a few days above normal. Find out how warm we will get coming up.
There's actually one that committed suicide just this past Monday. It's going to be up here out of Marshall.
A group of veterans wanting to help other veterans, doing so by walking 22 kilometers today, all the way from Allendale to Grand Rapids. Plus the latest crime stories and who police are actively searching for tonight on West Michigan's Most Wanted. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michael Dupre. This is the News at 10.
From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News starts right now.
2 people found dead inside their home in northern Kent County. That investigation eventually leading police to an apartment in Wyoming. And that's where we find Fox 17's Michael Martin. He is live at the scene with the very latest. Michael.
Yeah, good evening, Michael. We are in Wyoming here at the Ramblewood Apartments. Police have been here still waiting for any further updates as far as the suspect goes. But we do know that, as David said, that wife and those 2 kids did make it out of the apartment safe. For now, I'm live in Wyoming. Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.
All right, thanks for that report, Michael. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids fire investigators looking into a deadly early morning fire. Grand Rapids fire investigators say that the flames sparked just after 1 a.m. in the 1000 block of Whitcomb Avenue in Grand Rapids. The fire chief tells us that the house was badly damaged and that 2 victims were pronounced dead at the scene and another at the hospital. Another person also in the hospital with life-threatening injuries from smoke inhalation. The cause of that fire remains unknown tonight. The driver of a pickup truck killed after crashing into a large piece of construction equipment. This happened late Friday night on Cottonwood near Allen Springs Lane in Georgetown Township at the section of a road that is closed to traffic due to the construction halt. The driver has been identified as Stephen Powie. Ottawa County deputies say that no one saw it happen, but people living nearby noticed a truck on fire. 2 serious crashes today resulting in passengers being airlifted to area hospitals. The first one happening on 16 Mile Road in Solon Township when a pickup truck didn't stop for a stop sign. The second crash on 120th Avenue in Olive Township, seriously injuring a 59-year-old motorcyclist when he collided with a van, throwing him about 25 yards onto a lawn. Both were airlifted to Spectrum Health Butterworth in Grand Rapids. Their conditions are unknown at this time.
Fall officially starting at 9:54.
Well, this afternoon, just after 5, and what's being described as a large commercial fire broke out at Maple Valley Concrete Products. That's between Bivens Road and Casgrove Road, southeast of Hastings. Now, check this out. These are aerial photos of the fire. They came to us from a viewer who says that they were actually flying over that fire in their plane at 3,500 feet when they saw the smoke. The incident required M66 to be shut down and wasn't reopened until after 9 p.m. There are no early indications of what started the fire and no injuries have been reported. A group of veterans wanting to help veterans held a 22K event today in hopes of raising awareness for PTSD and also military suicides. The 22K walk began in Allendale and ended by Brand's Steakhouse in Grand Rapids. Organizers say that they want all veterans to know they're not alone.
It's emotional. It's pretty emotional.
The group behind Saturday's 22-kilometer walk says they want to raise awareness for veteran suicide and the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD.
There's actually one that committed suicide just this past Monday. It's going to be up here out of Marshall.
Those people don't need to feel alone. And like I said, Bart and I, we go down the same road every day to fight our demons, man. And look, we're still here. And this right here is another reason to keep going. So you want a good group of people to come hang out with, talk to, show your love and support. 92 for 22 is where it's at.
Their name, 92 for 22, is from the first march that they had back in April of last year, where they walked 92 miles on the White Pine Trail from Comstock to Cadillac. And 22 comes from the number of veterans that kills themselves every day in the U.S.
With 92 for 22, it means a lot to us because a lot of us deal with PTSD and we like dealing with the VA and things like that. You don't get the help that you really need. So veterans helping veterans is what we're all about.
The walks also help to raise money for disabled veterans or those in need of help.
There's no greater sense of camaraderie than in the military. And a lot of people find that that's lacking in their life when they get out. And it is hard to handle. So it's nice to have events like this where everyone can kind of come and get together and, you know, support people who might be down on their luck a little bit.
I just am proud to be here and show support, you know, for everyone who has served and is serving.
Their main focus is helping to prevent military suicides.
There's nothing that's worth taking your own life for. You always have brothers here to help you out with any situation that you need.
Organizers say that the turnout was great for today's walk, and 92 for 22 says that they have more events planned down the road. A water rescue this morning near the Placid Water subdivision in Allendale Township after a 22-year-old man drove his car into a lake. Now, incredibly, when area resident Tammy Gertz jumped into the lake to attempt a rescue, she found a side window down, and while treading water, she was somehow able to pull the man from the car and then swim to shore. He was transported for examination and is said to be in stable condition. Well, still ahead in West Michigan's Most Wanted, a start to an in-depth look at the work that our men and women of law enforcement do.
The Citizen Police Academy is a peek behind the curtain. It's an insider's view of what the Grand Rapids Police Department does.
And we're going to take you inside the academy for the first of a 10-part series. And the inmate who escaped from jail this week speaks before a judge as he now faces new charges. A manhunt in Kalamazoo County ends peacefully. This after an inmate escaped from the jail. Authorities say this could have ended much worse considering the man is locked up for murder. Our Darren Cunningham has this rare story.
The first level's a barbed wire fence, and second level's is razor wire. The person in custody was able to get over both of those.
And just like that, Undersheriff Jim Van Dyken says an accused murderer managed to climb not one, not two, but 3 barbed wire fences at the Kalamazoo County Jail, slipping out of sight of 2 guards in charge of watching inmates during outdoor recreation. The man, who's not officially been identified, making his way across the I-94 business loop.
It was an extreme danger. I had personally asked for every marked unit that was available in the Kalamazoo County area to come and work on this immediately, which they did.
State police dispatched a helicopter. Kalamazoo Public Safety, their K-9 team, with other agencies lending manpower.
Something bad could have happened. We're very happy that it did not. What goes on is that the person has an orange jumpsuit, and he discarded that. And so basically he's running in his undergarments in a pair of tennis shoes through the area. He does not have a cell phone, didn't have any way to communicate with anybody, so that person was very desperate. So we're glad that nothing happened when he's in that state of mind.
About 30 minutes later, Van Dyken says an officer with KDPS captured the inmate here, near Bryant and Portage in Kalamazoo. The Sheriff's Department now shifting its focus to the fence he breached.
We've already begun an examination of the fence to make sure that there's no weak points or to shore up the weak point that we've discovered today. And we'll continue with business as usual. This is a once in a 2-decade occurrence, but I absolutely don't want to see this happen again.
Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
Van Dyken also credits a citizen who tipped them off after spotting the man running in just his boxers and shoes. This helped police narrow down their search area. 25-year-old Donovan Lewis was arraigned in Kalamazoo County Court Friday, where he talked about his status in the community.
Basketball at Kalamazoo Valley Community College, where I was a captain of the team and was a leading scorer of the team, and just I hold a dear heart. A lot of people in this community, a lot of my teachers and mentorships, outstanding kid.
Lewis has been in jail since late June. He's charged with open murder and the death of his girlfriend, Anaya Mack. He's facing life in prison if convicted. A robbery suspect's car colliding with a police cruiser in a high-speed chase through Newaygo County. Police spotted the suspect on Tuesday near an area, Dunham's, and that's where the chase started. It ended on a dead-end road in Garfield Township after that police cruiser was hit. 2 suspects were arrested there, and another ran off but was later caught. A sheriff's deputy and a suspect were both treated for minor injuries. Things reached a boiling point this week in Kalamazoo after weeks of failed negotiations over the city's homeless problem, after enforcing an ordinance that banned camping out in Bronson Park. Officials had given people until 7 p.m. Tuesday to vacate the park or face arrest, but police didn't show up until early Wednesday morning, about 12 hours later. A handful of work sessions in recent weeks comprised of city officials and advocates fighting for better resources didn't do much. The homeless also rejected 2 other camping locations that the city provided, citing heat and health concerns at both. So they moved back to the park, even after receiving notice that they had to vacate. Most stayed put until police showed up. And among those arrested, City Commissioner Shannon Skies Nearing. We spoke with her before the arrest, and she had a message directly for the city's homeless.
Please know that your life has value. I said to the group before, doesn't matter to me what you've done in your past, doesn't matter to me what you're struggling with now. I want you to know your life has value and it has meaning, and there's a lot of us who are going to continue to fight for you. So keep going, keep your head up, and we're gonna get this thing right.
Commissioner Skies Nearing and the other protesters were released within a few hours after their arrests. The city cited safety concerns in all of this, also offering to help with relocation efforts. Police in Muskegon are searching for the man who robbed the gas station this morning, and they believe he's responsible for another armed robbery at the same location just last week. Now, take a look at this. Police say this man walked into the Adventure Easy Mart in Dalton Township demanding cigarettes and cash. They say he implied that he had a weapon, but it wasn't actually seen. The clerk pepper sprayed the suspect before he ran out the back door. If you have any information about either incident, call police or Silent Observer. We're learning new details about a very disturbing case. 4 people from West Michigan are facing charges for planning to torture and murder a child. Attorney General Bill Schuette has identified the 4 as David Bailey, Matthew Toole, Talia Furman, and Jamie LaPont. They're accused of planning to kidnap a child at a local county fair and then sexually assaulting and torturing the young child to death. All 4 suspects are in custody awaiting arraignments. This week marks 1 year since Michigan State Trooper Timothy O'Neill died after a motorcycle crash while on duty. The crash happened near the intersection of Wolverine Boulevard Northeast and Belding Road Northeast in Plainfield Township. Trooper O'Neill joined the ranks in 2014, graduating as a member of the 126th Trooper Recruit School. He served at the Rockford Post and became a member of the motor unit in May 2017. O'Neill is the 53rd Michigan State police officer to die in the line of duty. The job of a police officer is difficult, always challenging job which requires a vast array of skill sets. So why do officers do what they do? And what does a normal day on the job actually look like? Well, coming up, we'll show you a ride with one of Walker PD's finest officers. Shots fired Thursday in Kalamazoo, and police are still looking for the gunman. Officers say that 6 shots were aimed at but missed another person walking on Vernon just after 9 a.m. Both the intended victim and the suspect ran from the scene before police arrived. So far, no arrests have been made in this case. You can't sum up a career of a police officer after spending just 1 day on the job in a cruiser, but you can get a better understanding for why they do what they do, both on and off the clock.
I'm Officer Tiffany Elliott with Walker Police Department, and I've worked here at this department for 21 years. There we go. Weird story, how I end up at Walker PD. I was in the police academy and an intern at Grand Rapids Police Department. I think the Walker citizens stick up for each other. That's kind of how Walker is. Everybody gets involved and wants to help.
And given all the different complex work that our men and women of law enforcement do, can easily be confusing to people on the outside of the system. Now, for this reason, Fox 17's West Michigan's Most Wanted producer, Travis Slate, enrolled in the Grand Rapids Police Department's 10-week Citizens Police Academy to help shed some light on what law enforcement looks like from the inside. Here's a look at his first day of class.
Come week 1 of the Citizens Academy, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect.
And still to come on Fox 17 News at 10, a young father in critical condition this week. This after he was shot in the head. As for the suspect, investigators still searching for the person responsible and what the victim's family have to say. The Berrien County Sheriff's Department needs help tracking down some wanted suspects, including Devontae Wooford, who's wanted for resisting and obstructing a police officer. His last known location was in Benton Harbor. They're also looking for Noah Williams of Niles and Justin Main of Benton Harbor. Both men are wanted for absconding parole and tampering with an electronic monitoring device. If you have an idea of where these suspects may be, contact Berrien County authorities. An armed robbery suspect was arrested Tuesday afternoon in Grand Rapids after a foot chase near Buchanan Elementary. Police were searching the area around Buchanan and Darwin when the suspect was spotted at a home in that area. That's when he jumped through the front window and started running. Grand Rapids police tried to put the nearby elementary school on lockdown, but kids were being sent home at the time, and the suspect was the only one hurt after he jumped through that window. A young father clinging to life in critical condition as police search for the person who shot him. Investigators not releasing many details yet, but it happened last week in Grand Rapids. Our Darren Cunningham has the latest after speaking with the victim's family.
He's my little brother, you know. He always lights up everyone's day. He's never been in any troubles.
But trouble reared its ugly head Friday night on Temple Street on Grand Rapids' southeast side when someone shot Teresa Saldivar's brother, Gavino.
I just broke down, crying. I couldn't go to work. I didn't want to be around anyone but family, so it was just a really hard toll on all of us.
Police haven't released many details, but say 18-year-old Gavino was shot in the head. His injuries life-threatening, and the search for the suspect continues.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it. Nothing has ever happened to our family like this.
A family now rallying around Gavino's little girl while he remains hospitalized. Teresa issuing this plea to the person responsible.
I'm not sure who did this, but I don't know why you have so much hate into your heart. But if you could just please turn yourself in. It's really taking a toll on our family.
In Grand Rapids, Darren Cunningham, Fox 17 News.
Police in Grand Rapids investigating a video being shared on social media that apparently shows an employee at Buffalo Wild Wings choking someone unconscious. Now, here's a look at it. You can see the employee put his hands around the other man's neck before he falls to the floor. The employee then drags the person to a spot off camera. And according to the person who posted the video, that employee is a manager. We hear that he's since been fired and the owner is reaching out to the person involved. In a statement, the owner says, quote, "We are extremely disappointed by the incident," end quote. Police have made an arrest in a string of home break-ins across multiple counties. This man, Gregory Schultz, was taken into custody last week. He's tied to several crimes in Clinton and Ionia counties over the past 3 months. Investigators say that he sporadically broke into unoccupied homes, taking cash, jewelry, and prescription drugs. He's tied to 4 cases in Ionia and several more in Clinton County. Police tell us that Schultz intended to sell the stolen items for cash. The threat of shootings has a lot of people eager to prepare if they are ever in a situation where their lives are at risk. That's why the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office is offering training for anyone who wants to learn more. Some of their deputies have recently been trained to teach courses called CRAZE, which stands for Civilian Response to Active Shooter Events. The demand for these classes has been extremely high. Sergeant Chris Coster, who teaches the course, tells us that he taught 2 classes this week. Police say that they want to deter people from common misconceptions like playing dead. They say doing that isn't effective and instead encourage people to use a better strategy.
We prescribe to the theory of the add, avoid, deny, and defend. So if you can get out as fast as you can. If it's clear for you to leave, leave. If you can't, find a place where you can deny them the access to you, whether it's a closed door that's locked and then you barricade stuff up against the door, shut the door somehow and lash it so it can't be opened. And if that's not a possibility, then we encourage people to prepare themselves to defend themselves against harm.
Sergeant Coster says his department also does this training at schools to help faculty prepare. If you're interested in one of these classes, well, we've got a schedule on our website and mobile news app. This week, the Berrien County Sheriff's Office presented Life Savings Awards to 3 deputies and certificates of appreciation to 3 citizens. Deputy Paul Greenan received the award for going into a burning structure and talking down a self-harming individual who set fire to the residence in June. Deputies Tom Dyer and Marcela Perez entered a burning motel and began trying to evacuate people. Now, although the incident involved the loss of lives, their actions helped save lives. Also, Keith Matthews, Christopher Burrell, and James Kring, all citizens who received certificates of appreciation for their assistance in apprehending an individual who was resisting arrest. A family's dog losing a leg after it was shot last week, and this not without causing outrage on social media. How those responsible are now responding to the incident.
Fox 17 News.
And now for an update on that standoff that was happening in Wyoming earlier tonight. That's where we find Fox 17's Michael Martin with the latest. What's happening down there, Michael?
Yeah, Michael. We just spoke to Kent County Undersheriff Michelle Young, who tells us an end has come for this long, multi-hour standoff. She says the suspect was found dead inside of his apartment just a while ago. This all started, if you remember, around 12 p.m. noon today when in Spencer Township, Kent County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call of a body being found in a home. They went inside, found a second body. A couple was found dead. They quickly developed a suspect. That led them here to Ramblewood in Wyoming. That standoff has been going since about 5 p.m. They were they were talking to him over the bullhorn. They were launching things. There was glass breaking. Eventually, all of that stopped around 8 p.m. And around 9:30 p.m., we heard a very loud explosion. After that, not much activity. Not sure what had happened around then, but police, very heavily armed police, were walking in and out of the building after that point, more casually than they were before. And as it is almost 1 a.m. now, we just recently learned that they went inside and found that suspect dead. Again, that suspect of that multi-hour standoff was found dead by the Kent County Sheriff's Department after that. For now, though, in Wyoming, this is Michael Martin, live, Fox 17 News.
A family's dog losing a leg after it was shot last week, and body camera footage shows it was Grand Rapids Police Department. An officer responding to what the department says was a loose, aggressive dog chasing people. Now, we do want to warn you that some of the footage that you're about to see is graphic.
It was not justifiable.
That's what Shaquelle Robinson is telling Fox 17 after police shot her dog Unique early Friday morning.
She took a bullet through her face, this close to her eye, and then one in the shoulder. Now her shoulder has to be amputated.
That shooting happened in the 1700 block of Kalamazoo Avenue. The Grand Rapids Police Department posted about the incident on its Facebook page, saying they received a call about an aggressive dog chasing people. After 30 minutes of trying to snare the dog and attempting to identify the owner, they say the animal charged at a neighbor.
She's not an aggressive dog at all. Unique is a loving dog.
Shaquelle says she works third shift and was rushing home to intervene.
I just wish I probably would have answered my phone sooner, or they would have gave me a little bit more time to make it home.
She says the 5-year-old pit is normally on a leash and doesn't know why she wasn't at the time. Shaquelle also says there's more to the story than what the video online shows.
They only showed her coming off her property after they provoked her, and she was protecting her home. She never left off her property until they was provoking her, and then that's when she charged.
Both Shaquelle and Michelle's rescue say it wasn't until hours later that the dog was picked up by animal control a few blocks away.
The dog was in distress, a lot of barking.
Unique was briefly in the care of a local veterinarian's office where the group Michelle's Rescue footed some of the bill.
That was $1,500, and then I still owe $2. A very deep passion for animals, and I would want someone to do that for me.
The dog has since been transferred to a facility in Romeo, Michigan, where she'll have her amputation on Monday.
Unique did not deserve this. Don't nobody's dog deserve this. Don't nobody need to go through this. This was a horrible experience, and I wouldn't wish this on nobody.
In a post, the Grand Rapids Police Department said law enforcement officers are forced to do things every single day that they wish they did not have to do, and GRPD is no exception. Shaquille was given a citation for not having her dog on a leash, something that she says that she plans to follow up on. Remember, you can always keep tabs on West Michigan's Most Wanted by heading over to our website and clicking on the Most Wanted tab at the top of the page. Or you can download the Fox 17 mobile app. And Jason Hutton now joins us in the studio to give us our first look at sports. And Jason, it was a very big day for college football.
It was, Michael. You know, Michigan's offensive line has been much maligned, but coming up in sports, we're talking about that unit that's starting to turn the corner with today's win against Nebraska. His first win since 2013, and it'd be his 80th all-time win.
Yeah, I know the entire world is catching Tiger fever. Everybody wants to say that he's back, but I don't think you can officially say that until he wins a major.
Really? So you think he wins the Tour Championship tomorrow, you don't count him back?
No, I think he's got to be one of the big four.
All right.
That's just the way I look at it.
It's interesting. He's going to win tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
or Sunday.
He does look really good, I'll admit that. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. A massive collection of artifacts featuring one of the most popular presidents in history will soon be up for auction. What the current owner has to say about letting go of his most prized possessions.
My wife's only admonition in our suburban home was no Lincoln in the bedroom, and I think that's the way it's going to turn out.
In Kips Bay, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.
Well, I'd like to have one of Honest Abe's top hats. I wonder what happened to all those.
I mean, how do you even put a price tag on any of the stuff that they're going to put out to auction? It's just crazy to me. But this weekend's weather has been priceless in my mind. We've been seeing those fall-like temperatures today, as you were just mentioning, Michael. The last couple of years, it hasn't really seemed like it's coincide with the first day, but it definitely did today, and tomorrow will be really
First
nice
day of
too.
fall feels like the official first day of fall. All right, thanks for watching.